Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, big fella. Yeah. Look. There's little fella in the hay littering. What are you doing in there? Come on, you mamas, you should be looking after your babies. You shouldn't be letting them go up there. It's wet, it's muddy here on Stickletown. Can't do nothing about the mud. The ducks don't seem to mind it. Let me let them out. So their run is just a mud bath. We have mud everywhere. And rain. It seems like we've had a year of endless rain with just small amounts of, whoops, I really slipped then, that would have been funny, wouldn't it? Small amounts of drying in between. As soon as it starts to dry out, like last week, along comes the rain again. This chicken run ain't so bad. There we go, it's your turn to come out today. They've still got grass in theirs. That chicken run is just mud. I'm going to have to get the nettles cleared from that end so they can start using that end. So regardless of the weather, whether it's wet, windy, cold, boiling hot, we still have to get out and tend to the animals. Today it is just wet. It's not cold. It's not cold by any means. So I've just finished up with the buffalo up there. Yeah, I want to get all the nettles pulled out of here and then they can come in here. Yeah, so I've just done the buffalo up there. That's them all done. And I just want to show you a project I'm going to be doing. Right. This is our camping field, the field we use for the campers. Not much in here, very plain field. Let me shut this gate because I don't want the dogs going through that bit. It's a bit of a shelter that we use to keep the bins under and what do you call them? Fire pits and things like that. There's one of the hammock frames just there. Anyway, this field next door, that field up the top there gets used for the goats. That one there gets used for poultry. This one here isn't used for anything. It's one of the fields I said to Martin I want. We did occasionally graze the sheep on here, and we have had pigs up in this top area clearing the ground. In fact, we did have the whole top area cleared. I planted up that section with willow. I got a few pine trees in there as well. This section was never done anything with. So there's a good amount of land here. I've got Jerusalem artichokes planted all along there, which create a nice windbreak. Last year I did, you can just see the remnants of it. I wasn't well when I was doing this, so it never took off. I got down strips of membrane for planting in. And yeah, it never sort of happened. So I was having a look down here the other day to see what was salvageable, and I think when we get another dry spell, if I can get this middle sections all trimmed back and the nettles all cleared out, I would be able to use, because I started pulling out some the other day, use these planting strips. I think is there 1, 2, 3, is there 4? No, 3, 4 I think. This section used to be, I used to plant up the sunflowers, but then of course when I took ill it was neglected and it's just become, as you can see, very overgrown. So what it needs is all strimming down, cultivating for the winter, and taken back to the ground. My plan is all of this area, which I think is the equivalent to probably 3 allotments, I'm going to turn into growing areas for the veg boxes for next year. Veg boxes I've been trialling this year and they've been very popular. I've had to close my books now, I can't take any more people on. You see there's all this bit in front of the trees as well, which can be utilised. So that's my plan, to turn all of this into a growing area. So I'm going to try and do a series of videos on how I do it. I ordered one big piece of membrane which has arrived. It's 4 metres by 20 metres. As there is no wind today, I'm going to try and get it down in that top area up there, just to get it covered over and it'll all start dying back. And then of course this bit all needs a bit more work, it needs strimming back really. So that's my plan. So I'm out here in the rain, surveying it all, and providing the rain doesn't pick up later, it will be fine. I've got, these are young willow stools. Well, they're not young, no, because we've taken the trees back. This is what's regrowing. But a lot of this will be turned into new willow trees. I've got someone who could do with a couple of hundred. So when I start cutting these back for winter, which won't be long now, I will cut a load of willow sticks for planting. This area here, again, it needs covering over, digging over, cultivating, whatever, being left for the winter. Yeah, and putting to use. I don't like land just sitting there doing nothing. I've started clearing some of the willow trees from here, which will be, you can see I've cleared that area there, that's them there. The tops go to the goats and the bottoms I've got sitting there, which will be cut up and left to season, and there'll be firewood. Little ducks, that area is turning to mud, nothing I can do about that. All of this here needs strimming back. I'm still hoping to put in a polytunnel in this area, and I've got that grow bed there. So that's the plans, and I think that will take me through winter probably to do that. I need to get these beds reeded, topped up. I've got loads of leeks to get planted, loads of onions to get planted. These little ones at the front I'm going to change to a deeper raised bed and just start utilising as much space as possible for growing. Right, I'm going to go in now, have a cup of tea and draw up some plans. Right, today I'm making a mess in the kitchen, but it's a mess that will be easily cleaned up. I could have done it in an outside area, but I wanted access to hot water. So this is what they call an urn or a Burko boiler, whatever you want to call them. and I have packed it with straw. So, straw, and I have been topping it up with hot water, which, right, let me put my glasses on because I need to check the level here. Oh, right, so it's, yeah, plenty hot water in there. It's heating up, and my idea is to sterilise the straw. Why am I? And I can actually lock it, but there's nobody around who's going to go in it. They're really useful bits of kit to have around a small holding these, because we use them to keep water warm when we're plucking chickens and ducks and everything. Just dip them in and it just makes feather removal easier. So this big one is used for small holding tasks. I've got a smaller one down my cabin that I use when we've got workshops and that on. So yes, I'm sterilising the straw. So it's all just going to get packed in here and left to cook up for a good while. And then when it's cold, it will be mixed with mushroom spawn. So I've got blue-grey oyster mushroom, yellow oyster mushroom and a pink oyster mushroom. And so it'll get mixed with the spawns and packed into bags, and then they'll be put to one side to do their thing. Right, I've finished sterilising the straw in the bags. That was the straw. That was yesterday's job, and once it had cooled in the urn enough to handle, I packed it into the bags. Cut a corner off the bag so excess water could drain away. So that's been left overnight now to cool down. So I'm about to add the spawn. So I've got a blue-grey oyster mushroom spawn, and that's going to go into this bag. I'm just tipping it in. I'm going to work it through the straw. While Martin is out, he's picking me up a shrub that I can stand the mushroom bags in, because it's too cold to hang them outside. And I'm going to close up the top. I've started using these reusable cable ties, and they've got a little lock on them so you can undo it and then reuse it. And I've started doing this because I'm fed up of throwing away cable ties all the time. I'm just going to snip a hole in the label. And yeah, it is of course very wasteful. So these just work just like cable ties, but they've got a thingamajig on them so you can undo them again. Right, so that's that one done. Blue-grey oyster mushroom. Next up is yellow oyster mushroom. All my mushroom spawn, whenever I do mushrooms, I buy from a company called the Mushroom Box. I believe the website is just themushroombox.co.uk. And I buy from them, and I have done for years, and I've always had fairly good success with their mushrooms. They have lots of good instructions on their website as well that you can download and print off and keep. So let's get these ones labelled. I do believe these reusable cable ties come in all different sizes. I know you can get a tool for undoing the other cable ties. As mentioned it before. Right, the last one is a pink oyster mushroom. A bit of water in the bottom. Take them in the bag. Mix in through the straw. Yes, it is. Right, I've just seen their website on there, www.mushroombox.co.uk. And I believe they're in Herefordshire. And they've got loads and loads of different mushrooms on there. So we can stick a label in this one. I should make sure all that extra moisture is drained out to the bottom. Yeah, so look, see there's a fair bit coming out the bottom of that one. I'm just going to leave him sitting on his side so it can drain out. No, nothing coming out that one. I will leave it sitting on its side just in case. And this one. A little drip. So I'm just going to leave them three sitting in the sink. Continue to drain until Martin gets back. The other thing we need to do is cut some crosses in the bags. So just a simple cross like that. And these will be what the mushrooms come out of. I'm doing 7 in this one. And that's it. So then that'll just be left to sit in the trug, which I'll show you when Martin comes back. And I'll leave them sitting over on the other side of the kitchen. Right, I'm here in the polytunnel, and of course it's pouring with rain. Can you hear it? Well, it's not actually pouring, it's light rain, but it always sounds worse in the polytunnel. Right, this morning I have planted up, there's 150 onion sets there. I need to get the same again to make sure I've got enough for the veg boxes next year. Because there's still old flowers here as well that I've been planting up as well, but yeah, the idea was start them off like this, late winter, early spring, when they're nicely growing, get them outside, and they should then romp away and give us a nice early harvest of onions. And then in the spring I will get more and get those in the ground as well. Now I've just taken delivery of a load of brassicas and such like, so let me run through with you what I've got. We've got 2 bunches of the scarlet kale, so there's 16 of each there, so that's 32 of those. 16 of the Durham cabbage, collect kale, again 16 of, green sprouting broccoli, and there's purple sprouting broccoli, 16 each of those. These are sprouts, and that's an all year round cauliflower. Again, 16 each of those. They've also sent me 2 mystery packs. So it says 16, but I can see there's a lot more than 16 there. And I've got this mystery pack here, so I've got no idea what these are. I've got 2 lots of leeks. There's supposed to be 20 in each. There's far more than 20 in there. And they sent me 3 plants of leeks, a different type of leek to what I'd already ordered. There is also some mixed salad there as well, which I need to get planted up into containers. There was also Romenska. There's supposed to be 16 Romenska plants. There's actually 20. I had a bit of space in the polytunnel, so I've got these in here, and these will hopefully come on fairly quick for the veg boxes. Hopefully they'll be ready for the springtime. I've still got a few of the colourful cauliflowers there. I've taken out the swede. I've got a few turnips left there. There's my swede. I've still got some potato squash, and there's still fruit there on them, so I'm leaving them for, because the weather is so mild. There's another nice big one over there, it's ready to harvest, and there's another one over there. But as soon as the temperatures change, this lot needs to come out. Ideally I'd like to get some kale in here, so I might plant some of that kale up into pots. As soon as this ground is clear, I can get them in here. I've got a row of beetroot here. I keep clearing the squash back from. Pak choy, there's some of those there. Spinach, plenty of spinach, that's coming on great. Celeriac, that's ready to come out really. So again, that will clear a space there. There's green cabbage here, last couple of those, they can come out. So that will give me a nice area again to get some other things planted up. The red cabbages, they're fine. I try to work the polytunnel so that as stuff's coming out, more stuff is going in, so the ground isn't sitting empty and doing nothing. Broccoli, sprouting broccoli. Soon they'll be providing their broccoli heads. I've still got that spare sprout that came from God knows where. There's a mixed bunch of cabbages in here. There's a mix of red, Savoy and Durham heads, I believe. This is an all year round cauliflower, and they're not far off ready to start producing their little heads. And I think there might be the start of some little heads in here. So yeah, so hopefully another month and we'll be harvesting those. These were the Lost Label plants that I bought. I knew they were a brassica, but of course didn't know which one. They were just tiny little plugs when I got them, and I believe now they're all cabbages. So they're coming on great. The peas, the late sowing of peas, they're coming on great. Look, we've got pea pods forming. See my dirty hands, I've been working today. We have got a bit of mildew, but you know, we've got some peas there. In the back, there's more Romenska here, which will be starting to form its heads very soon because it's now waist height. Then I've got 2 rows of sprouts back there with the canes. I was tying them up to the canes the other day. Most of this veg will probably go into veg boxes over the coming months. I've still got some little pumpkins. I only grew little ones because there's only me and Martin. We've still got a few onions there. Potato onions, I'm going to get some more of those planted. There's still some garlics. So yes, it's all coming along fine. I could do with a real break in the weather to get stuff planted outside. The rain sounds heavy, but it's not actually. I've got a few spaces I can get some leeks into, so I might try and get those out this afternoon. So yeah, so it's all nice and full, all growing on well, and yeah, doing as it's supposed to be doing. The alpacas are alarm calling and all looking over here. And what are they alarm calling at? Poppy in her collar. Silly packers. It's only Poppy.